Hello everybody, it's Bill's That College Football Guy here with another preview and prediction video. My goodness. Kind of funny, it was brought up in the Colorado video. Hey, what happened to Wyoming? Are they just like going to lose all the games now? What's going on here? Well, it so happens next up in the scheduled preview prediction videos is the Cowboys of Wyoming, the Pokes from the Mountain West Conference. So beginning of this, all right, last year, 3-9 in 2024. The entire staff comes back over from last season. Head coach Jay Sawvel, who was the defensive coordinator before last year becoming head coach when Craig Ball retired. He was beginning his second year. Jay Johnson begins his second year as offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach. Wyoming was 119th in total offense last season. Not that great. Aaron Ball, the Craig Ball's son, I believe. My brain's currently gone to mush and it's late. Who knows? For a second season he's back for a second season as defensive coordinator and linebackers coach. Wyoming was 103rd in total defense. So not exactly a great statistical season last year. How are we going to get here? Well, let's get into this. First off, who's the starting quarterback now at Wyoming? Well, I think realistically this job is Caden Anderson's to lose. Caden Anderson, the redshirt sophomore last season, 70 for 120, 955 yards, 6 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. There are some other candidates. The most obvious one, Landon Sims, the redshirt sophomore transfer from East Central Community College. Nobody else has, no other candidate that could challenge him for the job has any enough FBS experience to qualify. Not even 10 completions. None. So I think it's Caden's job to lose. If I'm wrong, let me know. Running back, actually, in the running back room, we actually have one holdover and 3 transfers that are the least shots to get in the starting job here. And this is actually could be a battle, but I think there's a leader in the clubhouse. Well, first off, let's get the transfers out of the way. We got Max White, the redshirt senior transfer from Iowa. He didn't have 10 carries last season, or 100 yards either. Damasha Harris, the redshirt senior transfer from North Texas, 22 carries, 193 yards, and a touchdown, so he did something. Taryn Kelman. Oh my goodness, I said this thing wrong. I wrote this thing so fast, I'm sorry. The redshirt junior transfer from Charlotte, 48 carries, 292 yards, no touchdowns. But the holdover, I think, who's got the inside track for the starting job, in my opinion, Sam Scott, the redshirt senior, 92 carries, 435 yards, and 3 touchdowns. So the running back room has game experience, has playing, not exactly starting, but they can get there. So I'm actually pretty solid about the running back room as the sun starts to set. Wide receiver room, there's a lack of game experience in this group. What I mean by here is we've got, let's see, who's coming in here. We've got, of those who have at least 10 receptions in FBS last season, 2. We have the ones who didn't, Jackson Holman, the redshirt sophomore transfer from Arizona, Jalen Bean, a junior holdover from last year's squad. You've got Eric Richardson, the redshirt junior transfer from Northwest Missouri State, and Michael Fitzgerald II, the redshirt senior transfer from Central Missouri. Along with a bunch of redshirt freshmen who don't have any experience either. One sophomore. I'm not going to go mention names because there's just too many. But ones who actually have experience, both are holdovers from last year's squad. We got Jalen Sargent, 23 receptions, 480 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And, oh my goodness, I wrote this name from past. Chris Dury. I said his name so fast. I apologize, folks. 31 receptions, 348 yards, 1 touchdown. Those 2 are most likely going to be your top 2 receivers. Third, it's going to be an issue. So lack of game experience, lack of proven depth, that could be an issue for the wide receiver room. Now, tight ends, really, there's the doubt is who's backing them up. You got Justin Erb, the redshirt junior, and Clay Nanke, the redshirt senior holdovers, along with Eric Svoboda, the former quarterback, the redshirt senior who converted to tight end. They're all in battling for second tight end, I think, because I think John Michael Gillenborg is most likely, the redshirt senior. 30 receptions, 425 yards, 3 touchdowns. Odds are he's going to be the starting tight end. Maybe Svoboda gets in, maybe Nanke, maybe Erb. We'll see how that goes. So starting tight end, I'm pretty confident about that one. We'll see how it goes from there. Offensive line, actually, the offensive line is probably the most solid unit in the entire offense. I mean, there's a few transfers here and there, a few sophomores, possibly redshirt sophomores again in the rotation, but this is upperclassmen playing time. I like the unit. So that's actually, for having an experienced offensive line with some playing time together and movement here, I think that's actually going to be helpful for the quarterback, the running back, and the wide receivers. Now, defense, good Lord, y'all got a lot of transfers on the defensive line. How many guys who legitimately, I think, have a shot at being in the defensive line rotation? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13 guys legitimately got a shot. Now, for defense, when I get into here, what am I talking about? I'm talking about, number one, the defense. Can you get at least 10 tackles in a season? Can you get 10 tackles in the FBS level in a season? So those who didn't get that, let's get to the homegrowns first. Dante Drake, the junior. Tell Wade. I love the name. Tell Wade. I'm saying this is wrong. Your parents should have been slapped for naming you that. Redshirt sophomore. Caleb Robinson, the redshirt junior. We got Lucas Semsula, the redshirt sophomore. And we have for transfers, we've got Zach Potter, the redshirt sophomore transfer from Toledo. We've got Carson Tujeg. I hope I'm saying his name right. The sophomore transfer from BYU. You've got Anish Vyas, the redshirt senior transfer from Bucknell. Isaiah Bogar, the junior transfer from Riverside Community College. So that's who hasn't made any at least 10 tackles on the season last year. Now, there are some who did. I normally don't mention FCS stats. For those who watch my videos, no, I don't, unless you do something outstanding. He's a defensive line transfer, and he's already penciled into a starting job. And I thought, you're okay. From FCS, you're already got a starting job. Then I looked at his stats. I'm like, okay, never mind. First off, let's get to we only have 4 guys plus our FCS, so 4 guys who have stats at the FBS level, at least 10 tackles. Before we do, we're talking about Ben Florentine, the redshirt senior, 25 tackles, 1 sack, 1 pass deflection. You've got Jaden Williams, the redshirt sophomore, who has 25 tackles as well. I think it was 28, I'm not sure here. We've got Chisholm Ifanyi, the redshirt senior transfer from FAU. He has 22 tackles and 2 sacks. You have probably going to be one of the starters on here, Tice Westland, the redshirt senior, 41 tackles, 3 sacks, and a forced fumble. Braden Wilson, the redshirt senior transfer from Weber State. Normally, I don't bring in the stats of FCS, like I said. 56 tackles and 3 sacks from the defensive line, from a defensive end position. Playing edge. You have a chance to be a playmaker on this defense. Just call it a hunch. So, I think the defensive line, pretty solid. You've got some guys with some experience on here, but it's depth potentially could be an issue because, goes the thing here. Linebacker room, depth is completely an issue because number one, other than the redshirt freshman and true freshman I found on the depth chart, there's only 3 above a sophomore. Actually, there's not really any sophomores except on the scout team. We have a redshirt senior, a senior, another redshirt senior. Ethan Stolzatz, my apologies. Ethan Stolzatz, the redshirt senior transfer from Lindenwood. Braden Johnson, the senior transfer from Oklahoma Baptist. And Evan Eller, the redshirt senior holdover from last season. None of them have got 10 tackles at the FBS level. And you're talking about redshirt freshmen and true freshmen who don't have any game experience. Linebacker room is a major concern for me. Now, for the defensive backs, I'm not really concerned, but basically it's going to be the transfers are going to decide who the starters are. Because in the secondary here, we got guys who legitimately got a shot. 4, 5, 6, 10 guys legitimately got a shot to be in the secondary, being in the rotation. Those who do not have any, at least 10 tackles FBS level for them. We're talking about Caleb Merritt, the redshirt junior, Malik Singleton, redshirt junior, Jones Thomas, the redshirt sophomore. All holdovers from last year's squad. None of them have 10 FBS tackles. And transfer-wise, we got Justin Taylor, the redshirt sophomore transfer from Wisconsin. BJ Inman, the redshirt sophomore transfer from Snow College. Don't have any either. Now, homegrown, you've got 2. Andrew Johnson, the redshirt senior, 30 tackles and a pass deflection. Keeney Parks, the junior, 41 tackles and 7 pass deflections all over the damn place. But transfers will be the big thing. And why am I talking about that? 3 transfers, all FCS, all put up numbers. Jordan DaCosta, the redshirt sophomore transfer from Portland State, 36 tackles, 1 forced fumble, 2 pass deflections. Not bad for a corner. You've got Desmond Hearns, the redshirt junior transfer from Southern Illinois, 49 tackles and 2 picks. And Enoch Sibamana, I hope I'm saying his name right, and I apologize if I'm getting it wrong. The senior transfer from North Dakota State, 67 tackles, 2 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, 1 pick, which was a pick 6, and 2 pass deflections. Selling you popcorn? Damn. All right. So, secondary has playmakers. Defensive line has some playmakers. Not much in depth. Transfers in terms of a lot of this, though, with the linebacker room on defense has me concerned. All right. Enough talking. Time to get into the schedule prediction. All right. Wyoming starts their season on the road at Akron. This is the season opener for both schools. Actually, it's the first ever meeting between Akron and Wyoming. So I looked at everything. Is this going to be a coin flip game based upon this? And I just looked at Akron's roster. I looked at Wyoming's roster. And honestly, I have more faith in Wyoming's roster than I do in Akron's. So I'm giving Wyoming the win on the road at Akron to start the year. Then they come back home opener against Northern Iowa. Paperwork here. Northern Iowa plays Butler at home the week before. These schools have only met once before in 1993, 32 years ago. Wyoming won 45-42 in a shootout in Laramie. Wyoming's looking to go 2-0 all time against Northern Illinois, against Northern Iowa. We play Northern Illinois soon enough. 2-0, only going to go 2-0 all time against Northern Iowa. They're going to go 2-0 against Northern Iowa. They're starting the season 2-0. And now the bottom falls out. Because next home game is at home against the Utes of Utah. Yikes. Utah plays Cal Poly at home the week before, so they basically have a tune-up. Last meeting was in 2010, 15 years earlier. Utah won 30-6 in Laramie. Utah comes back to Laramie. Y'all not traveling to Utah? What the hell's going on here? Pokes, what's going on? Playing Utah last 2 times, both of them, you're at home? This is a little odd. At least for me it is. Well, doesn't matter. You're losing to Utah. Then you go on the road at Colorado. I covered this game in the Colorado prediction video, which just came out. You're losing on the road at Colorado. Then you get your bye week. You come out of your bye week at home against UNLV. I covered that game in the UNLV prediction video I did earlier. You're losing at home against UNLV. Then you're at home after that against San Jose State. San Jose State plays New Mexico at home the week before. Last meeting was last year. San Jose State won 24-14 at San Jose. You're back in San Jose. Excuse me. You're back in Laramie. This is going to be a closer game, but you don't have the firepower to keep up with San Jose State. I'm sorry. So you're losing to San Jose State. But you come back on the road at Air Force. And you just had a tough game. It'll be a close game. Could that one flip? Maybe. But Air Force plays at UNLV the week before. Last meeting was last year, and Wyoming won 31-19 in Laramie. Now you're going to the academy. This will be a tough game, but I'm picking you to beat Air Force. So now you come out of the Air Force at home against Colorado State, the border war. Colorado State plays Hawaii at home the week before, so they're going to have a little bit of advantage there. Last meeting was last year when Colorado State won 24-10 in Fort Collins. Now you're at home, the border war. This is the last time you're probably going to be playing them for a while. This is going to be nip and tuck, but unfortunately, Colorado State, I think, has too much firepower. They're going to beat you. Then you go on the road at San Diego State. I covered this game in the San Diego State prediction video. Unfortunately, you lose on the road at San Diego State. Then you have another bye. You're at the bye. You're at Fresno State. Fresno State, both schools have a bye the week before, so that advantage is nullified. Fresno State's at home. Last meeting was in 2023. Wyoming won 24-19 in Laramie. Fresno State, I think they're going to hold that over. They're going to be a little bit pissed. I look at this game. This is coin flip as the rosters are about even. Who's at home? Fresno's at home, so I'm giving the victory to Fresno State. Sorry, Wyoming, you're losing that game. Then you're at home against Nevada, the Wolfpack. Nevada is playing San Jose State at home the week before. That's going to be a tough game for them. Last meeting was in 2023. Wyoming won 42-6 at Reno. You got them at home. You're beating them again. You're beating Nevada to get a win. And finish the season on the road at Hawaii. I covered this in the Hawaii prediction video. Unfortunately, you're losing on the road at the Rainbow Warriors. So you're losing that game, which means you finished the season. Last season you were 3-9. This season you're 4-8. It's an improvement. 2-6 in conference. Now, could you flip the San Jose State game? Possibly. Could you flip the Hawaii game? Maybe the Fresno game? You flip something. Could you possibly get to 5 wins? Maybe 6? Maybe. It's possible. I'm not going to say it's impossible here, but I'm pretty confident on 4-8 for Wyoming. But I'm done enough running my mouth and flapping my lips. Why don't you let me know, all of you, let me know what you think about this down in the comments. So thanks everybody for watching the video. If you haven't done it already, do me the favor. Smash the like button, hit the thumbs up. It helps the algorithm, helps the video be seen by more people. Comment on the video. I'm going to go through the schedule again one more time without all the extras. Tell me what you think in the comments. Start off the season at Akron, home against Northern Iowa, home against Utah, at Colorado. Then they have a bye week. Home against UNLV. It's going to be at UNLV, but anyway. Home against San Jose State, at Air Force, home against Colorado State, at San Diego State. Then they have another bye. At Fresno State, home against Nevada, at Hawaii. It's going to be another tough year for them, but this is growth. They're growing, they're building, so I'm happy with that. They're getting improving and getting better at this. But let me know what you think about it down in the comments. Share the video if you want to, and if you haven't done it already, check out some other videos I've done. I do things besides schedule prediction videos. This just happens to be the time of year when this happens to try to catch up with all of them. If you like them, wow, my whole thing just went dark. Let's do a little thing to fix this here. I'm doing live technical difficulties in the middle of the show. Oh, God, what's going on here? That's what happens when you have such a high-tech environment. Oh, God. I don't want this dying in the middle of the video because I have a ton. Oh, my golly. We have power. I'm at 4%. It almost shut off. And I have... It's 7 o'clock at night, and I got to be up at 2 o'clock in the morning. Actually, be up at 1:30 in the morning to leave 2:30. So, but anyway, sorry about the technical difficulties. I apologize. It's the only day my phone was going to lose my power here. But if you like them on the videos, subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to reach 1K, trying to make the magic happen. Oh my goodness. If you want to follow me on the craziest that is X, the link is in the description. So again, thanks everybody for watching. Move this over here. Yes, more preview and prediction videos are coming. A lot more. A lot more. But it's going to be good, though. It's going to be good. We got a bunch of them here. I'm appreciating everybody who's throwing names out. We got more coming. First FCS is next. Of the FCS videos. That's a little spoiler alert for FCS to be the next scheduled prediction video. So thanks, everybody, for watching. Everybody's having a great day. Someone tries to blind me. Be safe and please be good to each other.